Hello everyone and welcome to episode 102 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling Series here on the channel, as it is the Fantastica Mania Tour, which of course means we'll be heading to Mexico for this one, and as far as to enjoy the nice, as far as it'd probably feel pretty nice out there actually, towards the end of January, probably wouldn't be too hot, wouldn't be too cold, be a nice little vacation spot for a lot of the talent actually, as for this. Basically, we're there for like 2 weeks, which that's going to be a nice little short tour, though, as far as for this Fantastica Mania. 2 shows, then the final show being four shows in general, as it's going to be a nice little change of pace. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of lucha talent, not only from CMLL, but also the talent that we have here on the roster already. And then I think we have a pretty fun card. It's different. We have a unique main event, as it's a NWA historic middleweight title matchup, as far as Daniel Markabay getting a challenge of being the challenger against Sabarino Jr., the champion right now, of course, of CMLL. As far as we brought him up again, as far as Sabarino Jr.'s floated around for us. He's been on the roster, he's been in CMLL, he's just kind of whenever we need him, we'll call him up, and I think this is a great opportunity to have a main event, a show in Mexico, and also for Daniel Markabay. This is a great opportunity for him. I think he'd fit really well, actually, in CMLL, because what he could do technically is really solid, and I think it's going to be a fun main event. Might as well go through the card here while we're talking about it. So, yeah, it's a welterweight title matchup. I thought it was a middleweight title matchup. So, it's a welterweight title matchup for Daniel Markabay versus Sabarino Jr., Then the co-main event for the CMLL World Middleweight title is brothers battle it out here in this co-main event. Rush versus Ryu Lee. This could be a main event, honestly. I mean, these are two very, very talented fucking luchadors. Two of the best in the world. Especially at this point, as far as if I were to say in 2026, you would definitely say these are two of the best in the world. As far as if we had to look into the future. Unfortunately, though, of course, they're not going to be in Mexico. I'm assuming not, unless something terrible happens to Ryu Lee as far as in WWE. But I don't think he's going to get let go by that time. And as far as, and of course, Rush will be in, probably in AEW, if I had to assume, as far as still in AEW. But that's going to be a fun match. Of course, Hiromu and Ryu Lee had the Wrestle Kingdom matchup, and the fallout of that having another LIJ challenge, but also, obviously, his brother. Obviously, you have the history there. Stylistically, very different, but yet, as far as they can, Rush is a little bit more physical, a little bit more, as far as the Perro Guayos of as far as in the Conans of, like, luchadors, as far as in the heavyweight scene, where he can brawl with the best of them, and, but also solid base. But Ryu Lee, of course, very much like the, as far as what the Americanized version of a luchador would be, somebody that's incredibly athletic, high-flying, is able to pull off a lot of great shit, as far as, he's got a incredible tope suicida, also has a regular tope con hero, as far as, but he kind of rarely does that now, he mainly does the suicida. But, as far as two guys that, I think are going to have an absolute banger, to be honest, there in the co-main event, might be the best match on the card, depending on how things play out. As before the co-main event, New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team title matchup, Jay White and Miro versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter. We have a matchup here, obviously, for Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter looking to bounce back after losing their tag team titles at Wrestle Kingdom. And it's a different type of match for a Fantastica Mania card, but I think they'll definitely respect like the Miros and the Volters as far as from their size perspective, and obviously Zack's technical ability I think will get over pretty well there. Jay White would be an interesting kind of rudo figure if he ever worked in Mexico. I don't think he ever will, but you never know. I guess something might dramatically change in the next couple of years. But yeah, I think it's going to be a fun little tag team matchup there. I believe it's a first time meeting too, because usually it's just been Miro and Brody against Sabre Jr. and Volter. I could be wrong though. As a never overweight 6-man tag team title matchup, Rey Fenix, Pentagon Jr., and Pac, of course the Death Triangle and Task Force Death, taking on the new champions of Blast Off, which is Ibushi, Fuminori Abe, and Takuya Nomura of the Astronauts. As yeah, that's going to be a hell of a 6-man. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go over in Mexico, but if this would happen in Japan, this definitely would be one of the best matches on the card. I think it still should go over pretty well, though. This, obviously, with Ray Fenix, Pentagon Jr., Pac, they're going to do really well, but thanks to it being in Mexico. But obviously, I think anywhere they wrestle around the world at this point, they're pretty much all over the world, so I really have no kind of, as far as, I'm not really scared about that as far as from their ratings perspective. Really, it's Takuya Nomura, because he's still rusty, but yeah, he's going to get there. It's going to take a while. You're gone for almost a year and a half. You got a lot to catch up on, that is for sure. Junior heavyweight title matchup, as the new champions, Koji Kamai, take on the challengers of Lee Moriarty and Drew Gulak. Reason why this is happening is Moriarty and Gulak beat them during the Junior Tag League back at the Power Struggle Tour back in November. Or, not November, September. As far as, that's going to be a fun little rematch as well. Think, obviously, Zero, Dead Airbender, and, as far as, obviously, Vikingo, in real life here, but, he's going to be just, he's probably going to be the best guy in the match. Francesco Akira would be pretty over, though, as far as in Mexico, if I had to assume. If I had to take a shot in the dark and say that if he was someone to work a Mexico tour for, AAA or CMLL, probably AAA, if I had to guess. He's kind of more of their style. He'd probably get over pretty well. Then a triple threat elimination style matchup. Taiji Shimori versus Jonathan Gresham versus Flamita, the champion for the CMLL World Welterweight title. This is a fun little match, though. Obviously, with the welterweights, you want it to be somebody that are guys, really, talent, that are smaller than, like, the middleweights. Because, it is an actual shoot weight class, it's a shoot weight division. So you want to at least put on guys that are pretty small. And these guys are really small, actually. I think they really fit the bill for that. Ishimori, Gresham, and Flamita. I don't think any of them's over 5'8", as far as them being generous there. They're on the smaller side for sure, especially weight wise. But Ishimori's at least fucking cut to hell, went back. He is shredded. That's gonna be a fun match, though. That's gonna be a really fun match. That might be a sneaky good match too, because Gresham's gonna do really well. I think Ishimori's gonna do well. Flamita's done pretty well for himself, but obviously we put him back down to Mexico just to kind of let him have some better luck down there than being on this main roster here for us, as far as over in Japan. And I think he's, obviously he's the CMLL World Welterweight Champion, so he's been booked very well down there. And he's got a chance to defend that title successfully as well. It's elimination style, kind of the idea of it being like a 2 out of 3 falls matchup, but, as far as the elimination style, I think it's, things look over pretty well. Also, the main event and co-mains are 2 out of 3 falls matches, because obviously it's a lucha matchup. There is as far as after the opener, we get a women's tag match. Saletta and Julia of the Gonna Del Mundo team taking on Hana Kimura and Starlight Kid of course, the Tokyo Cyber Squad. Fun little tag match there. As far as we're going to probably build to a Julia Hana Kimura women's title matchup. Don't think it's going to be at the U.S. show. That'd kind of be weird. The New Beginning in U.S. show. I think it's going to be either the Osaka show or the Sapporo show. Really just kind of depends. But that's going to be, as far as Julia's. Well, it's not her first defense. Because already, ever since she's won, obviously, the match at Wrestle Kingdom for the IWGP Women's title, she's already defended the belt, I believe, 3 times. She's defended it in Ring of Honor, Impact, and I want to say AEW, maybe even, I think even maybe Stardom brought her in. Because obviously it's weird that she's not a part of Stardom right now, and in the save she's a part of Oz, but I want to say that's what happened. I could be wrong, though, because we obviously brought Oz into the Alliance, because we're going to be using a lot of their talent, for the most part, until, we steal them from them, as some dirty fuckers we are, as far as from a business perspective. We've acquired a lot of great talent from that, as far as from that perspective. But the opener, since the co-main, Ryu Lee, Rush and Ryu Lee, LIJ versus Mexa Blood, figured to have an opener of that kind of same variety, and Bushi and Hiromu teaming up, taking on El Hero del Phantasm and Samurai del Sol. Fun little opener. Obviously, Hiromu's kind of the best guy in the matchup there, and it's going to be a fun match. I think it's a good little counterpoint to the Roche Dragon Lee, I did it again, Ryu Lee matchup, and I think it's going to be a fun card, though, all around. You have, as far as 6 titles on the line. A couple of New Japan ones. Actually, it's split right down the middle, 3 and 3. 3 New Japan titles and 3 CMLL titles. Should work over pretty well. I'm excited to see how the card plays out, as we have everything pre-booked, ready to go. It's kind of interesting, though. I will say this: Chris Fart, he just got signed to NXT on a handshake deal because he's on excursion, so he's already signed to AEW because we sent him there on the excursion. But it's funny that NXT is just like, yeah, we'll sign him for a year until his excursion expires, or a year and a half potentially. I'm not exactly sure what his contract is. I just thought that was kind of odd. But yeah, let's get on with the show. Almost $600 million in the bank right now. We are just rolling in money, as we have no troubles there as far as Masahiro Hara, Shinsuke Nakamura. It's Masahiro Hara spot for Wrestler's Court, accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out as the judge. Shinsuke Nakamura found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. A spot positive impact for him. It's Kojima passing on microphone work to Eira Tamura. Bushi passing on psychology tips to Hideo Oka. And then Bryan Danielson passing on microphone work to Dante Martin. Alrighty, so we have a women's singles matchup on the card with Starlight Kid versus Saletta. They got Tanahashi and Daichi Hashimoto against Hook and Claudio. It's a fun little match. We also have Miro and Ishimori, I believe, against Gresham and... Oh no, it's it's Volter and Lee Moriarty. Alright. Yeah, we could have probably went with Gresham there, but I guess we'll... Yeah, let's go with Gresham, actually. I know that him and Moriarty's the better team, but I like the idea of having kind of 2 matches into one there. As, Volter over Ishimori, let's have, let's actually have Ishimori beat Gresham. Surprised he didn't complain about it. We also have the Dark Order and Dragon's Den. Obviously, we know we're going to have Will Hobbs take on Eira Tamura for the Intercontinental title at the New Beginning show in Osaka. As far as Tamura, will be getting the win, though. He's going to beat Brody Lee in the 6-man matchup. Roderick Strong's still hurt, so I don't think that's going to be the main, but it's a good little matchup. Might have to be the main now I'm thinking about it, because I don't think it's going to be this as a main. Tanahashi and Hashimoto against Suzuki-gun. Daichi Hashimoto's going to beat Hook. That's a big win, though, for Daichi Hashimoto. I'm trying to think, because this is a solid main. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll have the United Empire House of Torture match be the main. Then the Dark Order Trios match in the tag. Yeah, I like that. Saletta versus Starlight Kid. That's going to be a 20-minute matchup, but Saletta's going to beat Starlight Kid. That's a big win for Saletta, first of all. But obviously, really our only, as far as Hispanic women's talent that we have on the roster right now. So obviously we wanted to book her pretty strong here for this tour. Then we have, this should be the Steal the Show match, Black Taurus and Evil against the Dragon's Den. It's obviously a follow-through of the 6-man matchup that we have on the co-main event. Black Taurus beating Show in 12 minutes is set for Steal the Show, obviously, and hopefully that delivers. Then El Kukui against Corey Oslin, as Corey Oslin, one of our, obviously, LA Dojo kids, that's Hispanic as well. Want to get him on this tour, even though technically wise, yeah, he doesn't have the stamina for this, but he's actually pretty good technically, so it should work. It should work out pretty well, at least from his ratings perspective. But yeah, Tankman's also hurt. Yeah, we got a lot of guys banged up in that trios match, unfortunately. So yeah, we're going to be obviously coming to Mexico. Let's see here. I'm trying to think what would be a good spot, because we could run here and then Doma del Mar. 4,000 people. It would be a little bit under capacity, but I guess we could run the Auditorio Benito Juarez. Yeah, yeah, we'll go there. That's probably the safer bet. Here we go. The 46 are the opener. Jesus, that did not go well at all. Yeah, he had a 24. So there goes that. But the Dream Destroyer for El Kukui in 1616. There's a 60 there as well for him. As yeah, I mean, El Kukui, it's funny enough, as far as that gimmick, that's what we kind of gave him towards the, that was his excursion gimmick. and we brought it over here to New Japan, and have him be back as El Kui again is why he's also on this tour. 64 for Black Taurus and Evil against Daniel Garcia and Show. Pretty good match actually for what I expected from this. As Evil with a 52, Show with a 52, Black Taurus with a 63, and Garcia with a 57. So slightly a better team gets the win. The Infernal Suplex over Show for Black Taurus. Soletta and Starlight Kid actually have a pretty good matchup, a 71. And Soletta gets the submission win in 1920. Not bad. A 74 for Hashimoto and Tanahashi. Yeah, I figured Hashimoto would probably be the worst guy in this matchup, just from a, doesn't really work Mexico or anything. And Tanahashi's getting older, obviously. Claudio and Hook, though, best guys in the match. Actually, Hook is the best guy in this matchup, as Hook takes the vertical drop brainbuster, though, in 20 minutes. It's an 80 for the trios match. Even with the injuries, that's actually pretty impressive. As Hayato Tamura pinning Brody Lee with the Hayato driver. It's a nice win. Nice win, and Tamura, best guy in the match, too. Him and Will Hobbs did pretty well there. It's an 84 for Walter and Gresham against Ishimori and Miro. It's Ishimori with a submission win over Jonathan Gresham. Boy, Ishimori with a 64. He was the worst guy in the match. Pretty brutal, but what a good little tour show. As far as that, it got better with every match. Flowed together really well. I enjoyed that. And that main event did a lot better than expected, to be honest. I figured it'd be around the same as the trios match, just a little bit better. Not bad, not a bad start for the Fantastica Mania tour. And it's on to night 2 we go. Alrighty, day 2. As far as for this main event, probably the Pac Kenta Golden Ace match, to be honest. That's a banger and a half. As each and I've been passing on tips on psychology to the great Okan. So, Golden Ace, they were actually the last team to have beaten the new tag team champions. If I remember correctly, at least with Shino and Claudio. Oh, excuse me, Jesus. As didn't hit the mute button fast enough. As Tanahashi and Kenta, as far as involved in the finish, Tanahashi's going to beat Kenta. Which is an interesting finish. But I just want to double check. Yes, they did beat him. They were the last team to beat him. Because they only lost once, if I remember correctly here. We could actually look that up just from here. Let's go Tag League last year. And let's see, we gotta go to, I'm assuming it would be at the top, yes. Oh no, they lost twice. They lost to Golden Ace and also Walter and Zack Sabre Jr. So, yeah, that's probably what we'll do. We'll have this match probably be, don't think we'll run it in the US again, but we'll probably run it probably in either the Osaka show or the Sapporo show, and then obviously kind of build up to the Walter, Zack, and Shitoro Shino Claudio rematch. Because obviously, if it's already been twice now, from December to January, you got to give it some time to breathe. But yeah, Tanahashi will be beating Kenta in the main event. And we have a mixed tag match as well on this card. Makabe and Starlight Kid versus Sabarino Jr. and Soletta. Sabarino Jr. is going to be beating the challenger here in Daniel Makabe in 20 minutes. Actually, yeah, that's going to be the main. I like that a lot. We never do a mixed tag match because it just that's something we do. As far as it's nothing that it's not something that I kind of that's set in stone, at least for us in New Japan. So if we're gonna do it, we're gonna probably do it on like a Strong, or here in Mexico, or when we go over to the UK, or as far as stuff like that. But Kazuchika Okada and El Hiro del Airbender gonna be beating Josh Alexander and Drew Gulak, as Okada's going to be beating Josh Alexander. Also, the Young Lion matchup, Kenichi Aname and Alex Shelley. Shelley's going to be getting the win in 10 minutes there. You also have United Rage versus Oleg Bolton and Oscar Lebu. As we probably need to steal the show match, actually. This might actually... Nah, that probably shouldn't be it. Yeah, we'll have another Young Lion matchup go on. Kind of back-to-back there. I think we'll have the tag match go afterwards of the Shelley Kenichi Aname matchup. Then the Steel Show matchup. It's LIJ versus Mexa Blood, Bushi, SB Kento versus Dorada, and El Hiro del Phantasm. As of course, we want. This is a perfect match for this tour. Let SB Kento the work fast pace kind of style, work turn it up a little bit. Same thing with Bushi, Dorada, and El Hiro del Phantasm, let those guys... Basically, it wouldn't be a lucha-style matchup, actually. I would have them basically... would have to try to have SB Kento explain this to everybody else. They're going to work like a Dragon Gate style, which is a little bit more faster pace than like a traditional like lucha, tag match or a trios match. Just that kind of multi-man fast pace. You get the lucha tags going in and out, and they're just having a 12-minute barn burner is the idea. But SB Kento will be getting the win as well for LIJ, so that's a great win for them. Interesting card. We get a mixed tag match in the main. Co-main event's a hell of a tag match with Pac and Kenta against the Golden Ace team, and then another tag match. Just a lot of... almost every single match is a tag match, but obviously the opener. You're going to get that, obviously, with these tour shows. So, again, we want to run Mexico City Arena, probably. I think that's the biggest venue we... Oh, no, they have this. They have the football stadium in Mexico. Oh, they also have this goddamn stadium as well. Yeah, so we're definitely running Centro, which that makes sense anyways. Yeah, I don't think... I mean... Noresti, though I definitely did not pronounce that correctly at all. Yeah, we have this boxing arena in Monterrey, Mexico. Not a bad idea to run here. Just trying to think. Yeah, we just ran there for day 1. Yeah, we also have here, as far as a basketball, or just an indoor arena. So concerts, basketball, lucha, and more. Yeah, I think we'll just kind of keep with what we got. Works for me. Alrighty. So on the show, opener 56, Shelley with a good little win there with the Border City stretch. He's been needing some wins, yeah, just kind of, weirdly, he's just, Kingdom of Strong Style are kind of floating right now. Nakamura, as great as he is, he's kind of the only guy that's a heavyweight. So we either have to move up Kushida and Shelley, which is not a terrible idea. This would probably be the time to do it anyways, as they've gotten older, to kind of help out and stretch out what Kingdom of Strong Style are doing right now. But yeah, just kind of an idea. Just an idea for now. Not going to put it in motion just yet. But the Great Khan and Katsuya Kitamura beating the Oscar and Oleg team, as Kitamura with the Lariat win over Oleg. And of course they have the great chemistry there, and Okan doing really well. That was a 61-76 for Kazuchika Okada and El Hiro del Airbender against Josh Alexander and Drew Gulak. Obviously this is not really Airbender's kind of strength, but he still did well. Both him and Alexander with a 65. They got outperformed though, thanks to Drew Gulak's great technical ability. Not a bad match though. 73 for the Steal the Show matchup. SB Kento was off his game, so kind of hurt the match a good bit, as the TKO flatliner from SB Kento in 12 minutes there is a 78 for Golden Ace against Pac and Kenta, as Tanahashi with the high fly flow over Kenta. Wow, I'm surprised Kenta was so bad here. Is he already declining now? It's about time for him. I mean, it's kind of crazy how well Kenta was doing. Oh no, he's just holding back. Interesting. It's kind of funny out of all those dudes, Tanahashi and Ibushi are declining physically, but not Kenta. You figured he would also be wrapped up in that, but guess he's just not. But yeah, that's a great little match. We'll take a 78 there and an 80 for our main event. Starlight Kid and Daniel Makabe losing to Sabarino Jr. and Saletta. Boy, this match, if it wasn't for Daniel Makabe, this matchup would be in the toilet. I'm not sure exactly what happened there with Sabarino Jr. Yeah, that just, that was not it. A very hot crowd, though. Some great announcing. Obviously, Danielson's road aging work was great as well. And just a couple of people holding back, mainly. But yeah, it's a tough drama. At least it was, again, another show that kind of gradually got better. Besides there in the middle. But it was around the same, only a couple points difference. And we'll take a nice little day 2 show. So yeah, I mean, on to, Hard to Believe. We just have one more final tour show left. Then we'll be on to the final show. This is going to be a quick episode. Fantastica Mania, it's a bit of a... It is kind of... I wouldn't say it's like an alt timeline. It's just a... it's a nice little vacation tour. You go to Mexico. we get to book a lot of stuff with CMLL, and it gives guys an opportunity to not only bounce back potentially from Wrestle Kingdom, but it gives them a chance to work in front of a different crowd. So it's not like a main focus, but we still want to put on a good show, and we still want to have a great atmosphere. Sometimes we've had some pretty major consequences matches, as far as heavyweight title matchup with Barbaro Cavanero and Nakamura. That was a couple of years ago when we did that, and we've had some junior heavyweight title matches that went really well with Fantastica Mania. Of course, we had the Loser Leaves Town match with Okada and Yoshihashi on this card a couple of years back, which now, of course, full circle with Yoshihashi back in the fold. Just he also was a part of the Court of Justice, looking to that whole story, and this is this year's is very much a fallout from Wrestle Kingdom, where you're trying to get a good show, but also give a lot of guys some opportunities that they weren't really given any during Wrestle Kingdom as well. So there's that on top of it. On to day 3 we go. Alrighty, the last Road 2 show, as we get backstage incident, as it's showing Shozaki and Nakamura, as Shozaki was brought for Wrestler's Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar, as the judge, Shinsuke Nakamura, found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks after the show. Alrighty, so we have another Corey Austin appearance there in the opener. We also have Ashley Flair and BB Crawford of the Four Horsewomen taking on Andreas Miyagi and Rina of the Tokyo Cyber Squad. Daichi Hashimoto and Leono Fujinami against the Izod Collection NYC and Tomoya Tom Ford. Main event's probably this LIJ Mexa Blood match, honestly. It's an 8-man tag. It's Rush, Bushi, SB, Kento, and Hiromu against Ryu Lee, Dorada, Phantasm, and Samurai Del Sol, as Dorada will be beating SB Kento, so a little win back there for the Mexa Blood team. This House of Torture United Empire matchup is also a really good matchup of 6-man. It's Jay White, Brody King, and Miro against Zack Sabre Jr., Falter, and Josh Alexander, as Brody King will be beating Josh Alexander. I like this Hashimoto Fujinami, Izod Collection, Tomoya Tom Ford matchup. Leono Fujinami is going to get the win there in 10 minutes. And then the Four Horsewomen against Andreas Miyagi and Rina, as BB Crawford getting the win over Andreas Miyagi. It's going to be a 16-minute matchup. Doring and Takeda against United Rage, as that's going to be a Steal the Show matchup, as United Rage getting another victory here, as they'll be beating Joe Doring. So, again, kind of a fall-through of House of Torture United Empire, the 6-man, that's the co-main. Have this on the undercard, another House of Torture United Empire matchup, and having a United Empire team get the win this time. Then the opener, Tozawa, Austin, Technical Masterclass matchup. Both guys are, Tozawa's stamina is really taking a hit. He's 40 now. Just kind of sad to think that in a couple of years, a lot of the guys that I've been watching for, probably close to 15 years, 10, 15 years, are going to be like in their 40s. Tozawa will be 40, Pentagon Jr. will be 40. Obviously, Claudio and all those kind of mid-2000s indie guys will obviously be in their 40s. It's a shitty part about getting older. All the guys that you kind of have seen for 15, 20 years, they start fading away. But yeah, stamina 43, 51, not great. Corey Austin, his stamina is a little bit better, at least you think. Obviously, it's a wide gap there, but it still must not be on the better side of past the 50s. But he's getting better. Slowly but surely is Corey Austin. He's going to lose to Tozawa here, but obviously, being a young lion, that's par of the course. So our final tour show, we want to make sure that obviously we don't pick a spot that's a huge venue, place for us. So, yeah, we'll probably run, trying to think. So last year we ran day 2 here. We ran day... Yeah, then of course we ran Fantastica Mania there in Centro, which we'll probably do again. Yeah, we didn't run here last year, but I could see why. That's probably the one spot we don't really need to run. Yeah, we'll run here for day 3, 4,000 in attendance. It'll be around a little under capacity, like 80% filled. We'll take it though. Could be worse. Yeah, that opener sucked ass. That's what we get. Both guys are tired. towards the end, and Austin was even off his game too. Yeah, just brutal. German suplex win though for Akira Tozawa though, nonetheless, but that's just brutal. Thank God we get it back with a good little matchup here with Doring and Takeda, which unfortunately Takeda with a 39. That breaks my heart. They lose to Katsuya Kitamura and the Great Okana as the Boston Crab from Kitamura getting the win over Joe Doring, which is crazy that the Triple Crown champion losing here. Okan, though, of course, best guy in the match. 68 for BB Crawford and Ashley Flair against Rina and Andreas Miyagi. They were the better team, but it was pretty close, actually. Kiss of death from BB Crawford over Andreas Miyagi. That was good. That is good. Good showing there. The 64 for Daichi Hashimoto and Leonel Fujinami. Gets Tomoya Tom Ford and Aizawa Collection NYC. Probably should have been a little bit lower on the card looking at some of the ratings. I thought Fujinami would be a little bit better. Surprised that Tomoya Tom Ford did as well as he did, so that's awesome. He's getting better. They're going to give him some more wins. Have him be rising up the card. That's kind of been his position for a long time, though. It's just been, we got to give him more wins so he can rise up the card. It just never happens. But the House of Torture United Empire, 6-man's at 80. Zack Sabre Jr., best guy in the match. He's not involved in the finish, though. It's Brody King with a Gonzo bomb over Josh Alexander. That's pretty awesome. What a finish. Pretty close match, though. And our main event in 83 as a Springboard Dragon Rana from Mascara Dorada over SB Kento. That is a hell of a finish. Ryu Lee and Hiromu, best guys in the match by far, with 85s from both men. Rush is probably going to struggle a little bit in his match with Ryu Lee, just kind of by the looks of it. Not a bad card, though. Not a bad card at all for, especially that main event in co-main. It delivered. Just that opener sucked so badly. We just did not need to book that, and we would have been fine. And we knew it. The signs were there that was going to be bad, and I just said, fuck it. We're going to power on through them. Should not have done that, though. As, now on to the Fantastica Mania show. I think we're going to have a lot of fun matches, though. I think those matches are going to deliver a lot more than I think probably the game would assume, as far as like kind of looking at some of those names. Some of them non-native of working anywhere in Mexico, but obviously from the past 3 or 4 years that we've been running with New Japan World, as far as actually probably a little under, I'd say around 3 years, where it's been fully maxed out all over the world. So everybody's pretty much a top star at this rate, if you're kind of been booked at a pretty prominent level. So, like, Makabe will be fine. He's probably going to be one of the best guys on the whole show, because he usually always is. He outperforms Zack Sabre Jr. and whatnot, so this is a great showing for him. It's a great chance for him to main event a show, and maybe this will kickstart his 2026. You never know. And on to the Fantastica Mania show. Alrighty, we are here for Fantastica Mania, and they get us in the National Stadium in Japan. That will not be where we're taking this show at, as far as, a lot of backstage incidents, as well as Bakano Okamoto, as he is about for Wrestle Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar, as the judge Shinsuke Nakamura found out guilty incidents by tricks after the show. Tanahashi passing on psychology tips to Shobo Takubo. Naito passing on psychology to Kuya Miyagi. Ishii passing on microphone work to Tomoya Tom Ford, and then Danielson passing on microphone work to Dante Martin. So yeah, I mean, last year we had an elimination 3-way for the Junior Heavyweight title. Also had the Lucha Brothers Young Bucks matchup. Then Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title matchup, and right before the co-main event is Moriarty and Gulak against Top Flight. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty solid show, though. 93. Yeah, that was 72,000 people as well. Not bad at all. God damn. 80,000 people. That's crazy. That's a shit ton of people. I don't even, like, we sold out the National Stadium, but I don't know, though, as far as we won't have probably that many people. I don't think 80,000 is going to show up, to be honest. But we're going to try. Right, we are going to try. Man, that is a shit ton of people. Yeah, because the other place I don't think we ran was a Sir? Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, they have nothing on that. Alright. So, as far as for the main event, of course, Makabe, Sabarino Jr. as Sabrina Jr. will retain here. Obviously, Makabe, I don't want to send him down to CMLL, so it's just basically sending the belt back to CMLL with Sabrina Jr. So it's really no big title change. Obviously, we want the native Mexican star also to get a win in the main event. Rush and Ryu Lee, as Ryu Lee will be beating Rush in 29 minutes as well. That's going to be, of course, for the middleweight title. Then we'll have, as far as the right before the co-main event, New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Title matchup. Jay White and Miro against Zack Sabre Jr. and Walter. As Walter and Zack Sabre Jr. getting a win here, of course, retaining their belts. So far, no titles changing hands here on Fantastica Mania, as that's a 25-minute matchup as well. Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Title matchups. Task Force Death versus Blast Off. Also, of course, the Death Triangle. And the Death Triangle are going to win. So a shocking little title change already for Blast Off. They've held the belts for, 3 weeks? If that, no defenses. First time since, obviously, not counting the Gauntlet match last year. We'll have to already go back to 2024 as far as Dorian Ashino and Francesco Akira. They, of course, only had the belt for a month. Not even. Well, yeah, a little bit over a month. Month and some change. So yeah, Pac, though, beating Takeru Nomura as well. Huge victory for the Death Triangle. Then the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title matchup. As far as Gulak and Moriarty against El Hero del Airbender and Francesco Akira. Set for Steal the Show, as Airbender's going to get the win in 14 minutes. Big win, though. And they're going to retain their belts as well. Oh, also, we got to add. And so we're just going to borrow. Oh, not borrow. Technically, we're not going to use the belt, but it's easier to be able to. Oh, we had cost. Oh, no. Did I borrow it? Okay, we did. So let's say. Hopefully, that worked. Alright, so, we'll add the Bushi, or not the Bushi matchup, the Ishimori, Jonathan Gresham, Flamita, elimination style, triple threat matchup, as Gresham will be getting the win, and he's the new CMLL World Welterweight Champion. We actually are going to send Gresham down to CMLL for a little bit. It's not that, that big of a deal, I think, for him at least, to be able to work Mexico for, a cup of coffee type of thing. So that's going to be fun, though. New welterweight champion, poor Flamita. As far as losing here, losing his belt. And we'll just add Bushi and Hiromu right now as far as the technical masterclass matchup, as Hiromu will be getting the win in 22 minutes. So the women's tag match, of course. That's what I'll make sure that we add. Of course, the leader now, Juliet, to Donna Del Mondo. Oh, there she is. Can't wait for our contract to run out, so we can just have her full time. But she's been a busy champion. That is for sure. It's crazy how much the AI will book their and the Alliance champions just all over the place. Hana Kimura and Starlight Kid. Yeah, we're going to give him a good bit of time, 20 minutes. As we're going to have Saletta win again. And she's going to beat Starlight Kid. As well, as far as in that tag match. Just feel like that's the kind of right scenario there. Obviously, we just had them have a singles matchup. Oh, wow. So we're going to have to change some of the time. It's not ready for that. Yeah, we'll just look and see. Oh. Didn't mean to hit that. It's already a 2-hour, 30-minute show. We'll make it a 3-hour show. Yeah, we had 72,000 here last time around. Now, that's a shit ton of people. Mario Asami's used too much. Somebody's got the main. Nope. It's got the co-main. Nope. Alright. As he must have got this tag match. Yep. Perfect. Alrighty. As, yeah, we'll add. I was thinking about adding the post-show stuff, but I don't think we will. There's really nothing to build towards, like, in the future, as far as this is all kind of blow-off stuff for this show. So nothing too crazy. Yeah, we'll just run it. See what we get. This is 82 for the opener. Yeah, 76,993 people. Almost a sellout, but still a shit ton of people. Hiromu, though, best guy in the match, gets the win, pinning Phantasm. Probably should have just beat Samurai del Sol. Just kind of looking at this, because Phantasm was the best guy in the matchup for his team. 76 for Soletta and Julia against Starlight Kid and Hana Kimura. We could have probably had Hana Kimura or even Starlight Kid beat Julia to kind of work that program if we wanted to kind of shift away from Hana Kimura and Julia and go with Starlight Kid in her first. But yeah, this is fine by me. Works out for me. There's an 84 for the elimination three-way matchup. Ishimori, Gresham, Flamita. Yeah, Flamita first, then Ishimori, then Gresham. Honestly, probably would have done it, probably would have flipped those. Probably would have had Flamita at least be eliminated second. So that way it's not a Japanese man and an American battling it out for a CMLL World Welterweight title, so the crowd doesn't kind of lose interest. So 80 for Gulak and Moriarty against Francesca Kira and Hiro del Airbender. Airbender with a 630 onto Gulak. It's a good win. Good little matchup. They have excellent chemistry, of course, so that helped them out a lot to be the better team. But all around, pretty good match. Pretty good matchup. 91 for the Neverweight 6-man tag team titles as the Death Triangle get the win as Pac with a shooting star leg drop in 26:42. Nomura is at least not rusty anymore, but he is still a ways away from being the star that he once was. A lot of people, though. Got a great road agent, great ref, hot crowd, everything going well with that one. Goddamn, a 99 was not ready for this. As Burning Lariat from Volter on to Jay White, and he retains, as they retain, rather, I guess instead of they retain their New Japan Strong Boy Tag Team titles. It's their first defense, and what a banger, though. A 99, that came out of nowhere. It's a 96 for Roosh and Ryu Lee. 2 straight falls is interesting. Probably would not have done that. But Ryu Lee makes his second defense, though, and he's been on a tear in our welterweight and their NWA World Historic Welterweight title matchup. Yeah, I should have known better. I figured it was going to be a better matchup simply because Roosh maybe not as far as because he's not really worked a lot of Mexico in the save. Maybe his stats wouldn't be as good here. Yeah, just kind of interesting. As far as with Sabarino winning with a standing Hurricane Rana, Sabarino Jr. making his first defense. As Makabe outperformed him, just lack of psychology hurt us, and that was a good show. Just kind of main event took a shit. Which is unfortunate, because we were really riding a great wave of momentum. The tag matchup was a 99. Ryu Lee and Rushi. Oh my god. Ryu Lee and Roosh had a great matchup, and as far as that, 96 did really, really well. Even the tag match did well. The women's tag match. Because I was kind of nervous. Obviously, we didn't know, Julia hadn't really worked a lot of Mexico, so figured she would be one of the worst workers in that matchup. I didn't think she'd be that bad. Yeah, Gresham did well. Yeah, just some good stuff. Good stuff all the way around. Now, of course, we'll put over Ryu Lee. We're going to put over... I guess we'll put over Volter. That 99 was crazy. And we'll go Ray Phoenix for the Neverweight 6-man matchup. Hell of a Fantastica Mania. Almost 77,000 on hand. A jam-packed show. Ryu Lee's fucking the man, which is awesome to see. So yeah, now we have the New Beginning Tour on the horizon. Of course, we'll be running in the U.S. and in Japan, but only the U.S. gets only the kind of the New Beginning main show. It's going to be interesting because I think we're going to see the fallout from, as far as Moxley and his worst nightmare, as far as that story, or at least a new wrinkle into that story. Potentially, it really depends on when Tyler Black's going to be back, because I think he still is like a couple days away from being back, so just kind of sucks from that perspective. that he might just barely miss out on it. But hopefully he's able to work it. But if not, we'll make something happen. And, so far, though, this January was a pretty successful successful month. Running some big-ass venues like this. It's been great. Yeah, as far as, I'm trying to think what to, we can go to, let's see, top 100. That's gotta be one of the top ones. Yeah, third all-time, and last year's was 72,000. Fantastica Mania is a pretty great idea to run in Mexico as of right now. It's went really well. It was better this year too, so that was nice. Little improvement there. Can't believe we still have that 100 show. We still haven't had the 100 match. I'd love for us to get that 100 match, one way or another. That would be great. We're at 103 episodes now, going into the next episode. Still haven't had that 100 match. It needs to happen. God damn it. But, it's 12 days away. Let's take a look. Yep, 11 days, so he will be back. Perfect. Awesome. So, yeah, we'll catch you guys next time for the New Beginning Tour. As, of course, we'll be seeing Intercontinental title matchup with Hiro Tamura and Will Hobbs as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're probably going to see, as far as Golden Ace and Shotaro Shino and Claudio on that tour. Got a lot going on. As far as, from that perspective, the U.S. title, of course, in an interesting predicament. And with basically having Tyler Black hire a mercenary, if you will, to take out Moxley, which he did. And he even gave him a Death Rider through a hole in the ring. So as far as we still haven't seen Moxley since then. So yeah, a lot of intriguing things going on for the next episode. We're kind of back onto the main side of the New Japan shows. So as far as, we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.